Colby.
We will start one of these episodes without laughing.
Yeah. You know what's a bitch? Come on, you gotta add.
What's a bitch?
These genetics. I'm Barry.
And I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. What's going on, guys? We are on the second leg of our musical month.
Yes.
And and like I said, in a couple episodes before that, I'm going to try to start these with quotes or memorable quotes from the movies.
And we apparently don't practice these lines beforehand, and I forget, and he's just like...
You know what's a bitch?
And I'm like, where's this going?
But yeah, today's movie is called REPO
The Genetic Opera.
And like I said from last week's episode, I had confused this with Repo Men.
Right.
Not a musical, same plot.
Yes. It is. It's basically the same movie, just with music.
Yeah. It's so okay. So I had to look.
Different.
I had to look this up, right? Because like as I was reading like the plot of this, I just wanted to get like the first like paragraph of the plot just to see what it's gonna be about.
Right.
And the first 3 sentences is the exact same movie as Repo Men starring Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker, without any music.
Yes.
But apparently, Repo Men with Jude Law is based on a novel, whilst this one is based on a play. Maybe? Based off that? No. But this movie stars a couple of faces that you definitely know, you've seen before.
Right.
But you don't know the name of.
Yes.
It stars Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Right. Yes. And you've seen him sing before because Buffy had a musical episode.
They had more than one, right? I think
maybe
they had like 2 or 3.
Yeah, probably.
After the move to UPN, I think they like amped it up one more.
Well, they should have.
Yeah. Our main antagonist, Roddy, not to be confused with Rick Danger from previous episode.
Right.
But yeah, that guy you've definitely seen before. He's always like some sort of like menacing mob boss.
Yep.
Or something. In this one, he doesn't even really sing. They just put music to him talking.
Because it's like, as opposed to like the one last week where it was like, it was a movie and then
had songs
in it. There is not a single spoken word. Like, every word is sung.
Wait. No, there is. So the only spoken words in this film is when Roddy introduces Shiloh to Blind Mag. And it is, the only thing is, I wanted to introduce you to this person. And then that is the only spoken words, except from him while he is, air quotes, singing. When he starts to sing a little bit more, it's not him really singing. It's him speaking in cadence.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's
melodic speaking. Yes.
But yeah, it stars Paris Hilton.
Right. I didn't know till like she sings. Obviously, it's a musical. She sings a few times, but there's a part where she is actually on stage singing, and that's the first time I'm like, "Holy crap, that's Paris Hilton!"
Yeah, but her boobs look way bigger in this movie. So just like her character, she is also addicted to plastic surgery. Who else? Is there anyone else?
The Shiloh is the girl from Spy Kids.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the older chick?
Yeah.
The older one of the two, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't recognize her, but also because...
I didn't either, but then when I was looking up to see if it was Paris Hilton, I saw that.
But also, I think, like, didn't you have to watch those movies, right, with your daughter? Or no, she never...
I watched all those by myself. It's not important.
Especially the 3D one.
Yeah.
Did you go into the theaters to watch the 3D one?
Only the first one. That's the only one I saw.
Let's just say he watched it for the parent, the mom.
Well, no, it's got Antonio Banderas in it. He's my dude.
I can only name you like 2 movies I know Antonio Banderas from, and I think it's Zorro and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I feel like he's in that, but I could be confusing him with the other guy.
No, it's him.
Benicio
but
del
there's 3 of them. There's that one, and then there's Desperado. It was like a trilogy.
Oh, okay. oh, actually, never mind. Original Sin, but that's only for Angelina Jolie. Where they do it a lot.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, this is definitely like one of those films. It doesn't have any like A-list or stars.
Right.
You know, they're like B's and C-list. I guess maybe the Spy Kids girl could.
Yeah, but she didn't really do
a lot after.
Yeah. Apparently, Blind Meg is actually a big opera or stage musical star, and so she's actually like the one real singer in it.
Yeah, she's wildly erotic in it. Well, not erotic. She's like a Tim Burton creation come to life.
Yes, yeah, because they definitely, because she's blind, so they give her fake eyes, but it's very
almost like robotic-ish type of deal. I don't know, but it's hot. She's like that hot girl at the Hot Topic.
Yes, and she's an attractive woman. Yes.
Yeah. Man. But yeah, this film is definitely, like we said, there's only 1 or 2 lines of actual spoken dialogue.
Right.
This is probably one of the only films I know that has 58 songs or 58 tracks.
Yeah, and then if you, because I was looking into it, so it's actually got 10 songs that got cut. So it's actually
longer.
8. So it was 66 songs altogether, and every single one was an original song. So it actually, for a movie musical, has the record for the most original songs.
Oh, I think so like my only issue with the film was that because everything was sung the whole time, it was hard for me to follow the whole time. I know what the movie is about,
right? Because some of the song, like you said, some of the songs were like, let's put music to these guys talking.
Yeah.
And then some of them were just a little bit off the wall song, and you're like, I'm lost. Yeah, I feel you.
So I think for this episode, I feel like it's gonna be a little bit harder for me to do like a play-by-play like how we usually do it. So I think we're gonna talk. I'm gonna go through the general plot line, which is only gonna take like 10 minutes, and then we're just gonna talk about parts that I remember and you remember, and hopefully it goes in chronological order. If it doesn't, hopefully you watch the movie so you know what I'm talking about anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so the general plot line of this film is that the world is it's 2056.
Yes.
The world is in disarray. For some reason, all organs are failing. There's like some sort of virus that's going around.
Like a blood disease,
Like a blood disease, you know. And in the midst of it, a company called GeneCo comes up and starts to harvest organs.
Clone organs.
Or clone organs, right? Just like that one Ewan McGregor movie, The Island.
Yes.
So their patients...
And so then anybody who has a failing organ, they can just go in and get it replaced.
But obviously it's like anything, it's a mortgage.
Right.
You know, and if you can't pay for it, it's going to get repossessed.
Yes.
And this is where our anti-hero comes in. I don't know what to call him. Or might just be a character. Our main guy, our main lead. I don't know what it is, but he's the repo man.
Right.
He's sort of pretty much the boogeyman of this thing because if you don't pay for your bills, he comes, guts you. And he doesn't do it.
He doesn't like, hey, let me please have your spleen back. He's like, oh, well, you're not paying attention. I'm just going to tie you up and then cut out your spleen.
In like, okay, so the one thing I have to say about this for someone who has studied some medicine, you can't just harvest organs on the street. Because it's gonna get like infected. You can't cut it the way he does, where he just rips it out.
I think they're more careful putting them in, and then once they, not that they're like taking an organ out and then gonna reuse it with somebody else.
They're gonna reuse it.
They might.
There's barcodes on these organs. I felt
like it was more of a, we're just gonna rip this organ out because you didn't pay for it, so you don't get to keep it.
And so the Repo Man, who is Nathan, we find out, or Giles from Buffy. I want to just call him Giles.
Just call him Giles.
Yeah. He is actually a doctor. He has a daughter who has a blood disease, the one that his wife had.
Right.
And so the story behind that is him and his wife were a happy family. They were gonna have a child. She got sick. He tried to cure her, but ended up killing her by accident. So, in order to save the baby, he performs a cesarean.
Yeah, so I guess he didn't. He gave her medicine and got her way worse.
Yeah.
And then ended up having to kill her to save the baby.
Yeah. Then we find out that Roddy, who's the owner of GeneCo, who also had a relationship with Marnie.
Yes.
Giles' wife. But because Giles swooped in, Mr. Steal Your Girl, he's super bitter about that. And so you find out that Roddy actually switches out the cure that Giles had, and then in turning killing Marnie.
So he poisoned Marnie.
And we do have a whole bunch of side characters like Roddy's children. It's Paris Hilton, Leatherface, and great value William Dafoe. Who we have, is it Blind Meg or Blind Mag?
I thought it was Meg, but it may be Mag.
Right. Blind girl. Those three are trying to fight for power over the company because Roddy has a disease now.
Yes, and he's old, and he built this company up, and now he's an old man, and so his three kids are kind of fighting for the legacy of who gets to run the company.
And for the most part, you really don't get to see Paris Hilton in these scuffles that the brothers go into.
Right.
This is where you find out that. Well, okay, so before that, we do Shiloh, Giles' daughter, in the film. She has a blood disease. But for some reason, there's a secret passage from their house to their mother's tomb.
Yeah.
She's visiting her mom, but then she sees a bug. And then so she runs out. She runs into the grave robber, who I don't think we ever get the full name for, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's sort of just he's almost like the narrator from Twilight Zone, where he's there, but you never see him.
Right, and he sings some coherent parts that fill in gaps in the story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, you do see him. He's grave robbing. He's stealing some sort of dead cells or cells from these corpses. So it's almost like a street drug.
Right.
That's what I feel like. I know later on you see Paris Hilton going to him to get some surgery done, and I feel it acts.
And they don't really explain it, but it's supposed to be some kind of drug that is made, or something that's a chemical that's made in a human body that you can take. That when you get the street version of your surgeries and stuff, it's an anesthesia, but it makes you heal faster, and it makes everything kind of come together. But then it also is very addictive, so that makes people start getting addicted to getting surgeries.
Yeah. But yeah, and so there's that whole storyline where she's upset that her mother gave her this disease. She resents Giles because she keeps her locked up.
Right, she's basically like a bubble girl.
Yeah, Bubble Girl, Rapunzel.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's doing it because she's sick, but, I don't know. And so, for the most part, this movie follows Shiloh, who wants to escape, get out, find a cure for herself. We have Roddy constantly trying to like bribe her or like get her out. So Roddy's using her as a pawn for her and to kill Nathan.
To control him.
Yeah. What's it called? Giles. Roddy gives Giles the mission to take Blind Meg's eyes,
right?
Because she wants to retire, but she's also a slave. She also has like this slave contract with Genco,
right? Because she couldn't afford her eyes.
She couldn't afford, but like he did it because it was Marnie's best friend,
right?
Who's also the godmother of her daughter, Shiloh. See, yeah, this is really. I'm trying to go through this in my mind, and
right?
It's so
and
jumbled
it's actually
up.
like what last week we did, Anna the Apocalypse was really a pretty simple story, and then they kind of add music in to spice it up and to make it a little bit different. This is a pretty complex story. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do find out that great value William Dafoe is a whore, like a. I think one of his lines in his songs was, "I'll fuck anything," or "If there's a hole, I'll fuck it."
Right.
And if there isn't, I'll make it.
Yes.
Wow. Leatherface. I don't really hear much about his stuff. I was just too distracted by the face.
Right. And he's like addicted to being beautiful, so he basically just has like a snap-on face.
It's either like if you guys ever played Borderlands, it's Handsome Jack. If you guys follow comics, it's Joker from from the New 52 series.
Yep.
So it's pretty gross. And then Paris Hilton's character is addicted to getting surgery.
Right.
Because she does. They do go to an event where Shiloh goes. She meets Blind Meg. But then, like, as they're doing this presentation to their investors or whatever, she doesn't show up, right? Because she goes to the grave robber to go get some surgery.
Because her dad won't let her have surgery
at the company.
At Genco, so she starts doing street surgeries.
Which I don't, like, is there not a competing surgeon? Is that what's happening in this movie?
Well, I guess it's Genco is just so powerful that no place else
it monopolizes.
Everything else is street surgery.
Yeah. And so so we have two people, which are our main characters, Giles and Shiloh, sort of living almost like separate lives, because Shiloh does like sneak out to go out. And then Giles
and Dad doesn't know about it, and then Giles sneaks out to be the repo man on the side, and Shiloh doesn't know about it. So yeah, definitely these two secret lives.
And so the whole plot of this is Roddy getting Shiloh to this opera that they're gonna have towards the end of the film, and she's wearing like her mother's old dress, and she's like, "I need you to get rid of the repo man. You're the only person that can."
Right.
And then Giles has to go repossess the eyes from Blind Meg, so he makes his way to the opera. He goes into this room. It looks like Blind Meg is in there, because it's sort of like her type of like aesthetic.
Right.
Almost like a black wedding dress with a black veil. Shiloh hits him from behind with the shovel, and this is where she finds out that her father is actually the repo man.
Right.
The man that everybody in the city fears. Because, I don't know, like, I mean, he's still, like, an old dude. Like, I feel like you try to fight against somebody.
I think it's gonna be like Death Race, where, you know, all the movies have a different Frankenstein, but he's like that indestructible car driver that everybody wants to beat, but they're scared of. I think it's like this persona because he puts on the costume.
It's like a psychological
of the repo man.
And so like so maybe it's like a psychological thing where you can't fight against him even if you think you feel like you should be able to.
Right.
But yeah, so she's super like distraught. She's like, "You've been lying to me. You said you've been helping people." Because earlier, like in one of the scenes in the film, he's gutting somebody upside down. and then while Shiloh was outside of the house, and they're singing to each other, like, "What's that?" And then he hears like the guy getting gutted, like, "Oh!" He's so sick. He's so sick, daughter. So they definitely just didn't know what each other was doing. While that's happening, Blind Meg, she sings like her last performance, and as she gets lifted up into the air, which I still don't ever think it's a good idea. That's how Owen Hart died.
Right.
One of the greatest sports entertainers of WWF history. If you guys don't remember that. I definitely don't think being on a wire is ever a good idea.
Right.
But yeah, as she gets lifted into her song, she says, "I'd rather be blind than be your slave," and like just super
rips out her eye implants. Yep.
And for some reason, I still thought she was hot. I don't know what it is, because this entire movie looked like a Marilyn Manson music video from the 90s.
Oh, totally.
That's all I could think about. I was really hoping Marilyn Manson would come out in one of the scenes.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I could see if Marilyn Manson was doing like a Thriller kind of like one of those like epic videos that's like 15. This would be it.
Yeah. See.
And the music is kind of Manson-ish.
Right. Well, I don't know. Maybe because it's opera. It's like, it feels like it could be like a Marilyn Manson video too. But yeah, and so after she does that, Roddy cuts the line, and then she gets impaled on the gate. Yeah. Gates thing. And so everyone's horrified, but he's like, "Oh, don't worry, guys. It's a part of the show."
Right.
While that's happening, Giles and Shiloh, they're singing at each other, like, she's like, "I wish you were dead." You know, normal teenage daughter stuff that they say to their dads. And he's, at this point, he's just like, "Fine, you're the only," I think that whole scene was him saying, "You're the only shred of humanity I still had left.
Right.
And if you're gonna leave me, then I'll just become the monster that everyone wants me to be." Right?
Yeah.
And which is really cool in this film. Sometimes you get like these really cool animated comic strip type of exposition.
Right. It's kind of how they introduced everybody was with like a little few pages of a comic book that then fades into.
But yeah, and so he follows her out to the stage, and this is like the whole like grand scheme of Roddy, where he's like gonna have Shiloh kill her dad.
Right.
It's almost like a Shakespearean type of like opera.
It is, and then at that point he's even offering to give the company to her for killing her dad.
Yeah.
Because that he feels like she's more worthy.
Than
his own kids. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's definitely like a justified for him to do. But he ends up doing it himself. And but after he does it, Shiloh goes to her dad saying, "Don't die, don't die." But at that point, Roddy, the disease has already taken over Roddy's body.
Yep.
And we see.
It's definitely like you're pretty aware that he knows that this is his last night, and this is where he's bequeathing his company to somebody tonight. And
but at this point, the kids go to him. He's like, "I can't give you guys the company. You guys are all fuck ups." Leatherface and Great Value William Dafoe are just like sad. Like they look sad, not because their dad is dying, but because they wouldn't get the company.
Right.
We see Paris Hilton, who got like a botched, or just I think she shouldn't have been out because she got a face reconstruction surgery,
a full face replacement just that day,
and it slides off during her performance.
Right.
Horrifying. But and then at that point, Giles, he like strokes his daughter's like fake hair, and then passes away. And we don't really get any resolution to that story for them.
Right.
Because he just dies.
Yeah.
And she's just sad.
Right.
And then we have the Three Stooges go out to the press and say, "Don't worry, guys, we're going to take over the company." Which I'm pretty sure they're trying to set up for like a sequel. But you could do without it because they're like, "Oh, that company probably burned to the ground."
Yes. Yep.
And so, yeah, that's pretty much the movie. It's really hard to do this as like a play-by-play like we usually do.
Right.
Only because, like we said, it's 58 songs of and so, yeah, it's really kind of difficult. Even if I used to take notes for this show, but I felt like if I just watched the movie beforehand, it'd be better. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the movie as it is. Kobe, is there parts that you want to talk about that stood out to you from this film?
So like the kind of like you said, the grave robber. Mm-hmm. He's like I thought he was a great part. Like he actually has a really good voice, and he sings very coherent songs. Like he said, he fills in a lot of the gaps where some of the songs you're like, what are they singing about? But he's also kind of like the narrator as well. Like as things kind of slow down, he comes in, he sings about how
because he comes in like just random parts of the movie,
right? Yeah. But he's like the drug dealer. He's the one who sets up these underground surgeries. There is one spot where there's boobs in the movie.
I know, but it's not enough boobs that I thought it. Because then, okay, so the beginning comic strip of this film shows comic boobs,
right?
Which is always like, oh, that's cool.
Because you're doing surgeries on people, and that's a big thing with the Genco is since they're financing all their surgeries, they're like, hey, if you're coming in for a new liver, might as well get like a boob job and a butt tuck while you're here. And then so people are just like, they're just upselling people, and then pretty soon everybody's got a bunch of surgeries that they can't afford. Yeah,
well, I mean, if you look at the ads in this film, it's like a person with like all these different parts,
right?
Which is like, as I was like watching it, like, because you see that in the first 15 minutes of the film, I was just like, oh wow, because it says like at the beginning of the narration, in the not too distant future. Right, which is, I mean, it's 2056. It isn't really that far off.
Right.
But we've already, like, I've seen documentaries where they're already talking about genetic modifications, like, as if a child is in its, like, in zygote form or whatever, that you can change their eye color, make them, so it's not that far off.
Right, yeah, I mean, we technically have control of that kind of stuff now. It's just not super too early, legal to...
Yeah, it's too early. You never want to get the first version of anything.
Right.
Because it'll blow up.
Yeah.
Is there any...
Even if it's just a Galaxy phone.
Sponsored by Samsung. Is there any songs that stood out to you, that you enjoyed?
Like, the shit... When she's arguing with her dad and she's, like, trying to prove that she is no longer a child and she should be able to do her own thing, she sings a song called 17.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really kind of cool song. Very an angsty teen, Avril Lavigne kind of song.
Oh, they're going to say Fiona Apple.
But in the background, it's actually Joan Jett playing guitar in the background for that song. And when she like her dad says something to her and she kind of just slows down, she turns back and like Joan Jett's just like kind of gives her that like the head nod, like, you got this, girl. And then all of a sudden she jumps on the bed and starts like...
Oh, okay. It's in that one part, right? It's like sort of towards the end of the film.
Yeah.
Before they head out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is there any other songs that you...
There was quite a couple good ones. There's where... Like last week's movie, there was a lot of songs where I'm like, I would like to listen to the soundtrack and I would sing these songs. I could karaoke to these. This is much more difficult because it is like the songs are like
they're meant for like a musical play.
Yes, they're like the sung script of this.
Yeah, so yeah, you really can't like a carpool karaoke this, You're going to be at a stoplight and talking about creating a hole if there isn't a hole that you can find. That's probably like one of the only songs I remember, and terribly enough, because I just watched that film right now. I think I did enjoy it. Well, like you said, like I didn't know that Blind Meg was an actual like a musical actor, but yeah, every time she sang, I did enjoy it just because. she actually sung,
yeah,
not just like a conversational singing or dialogue singing,
yeah,
versus what everyone else was doing. I did enjoy like the grave robbers singing, only because it was so like I was going like methodical, or it felt like he was filling in sort of these gaps to help you understand what the life is in this city.
And he's got a voice. I definitely could see him doing like musical theatrical work either before or after this. I mean, like that definitely would be like he has the voice that he's got some history in that.
Yeah, I kept thinking. What's it called? It was funny because when I saw him the first time, and it's because he's like an all makeup. I kept thinking he was. I don't know if you watched The Office, right? Or no? I kept thinking he was Daryl's plumber from The Office. Oh. Like it just kept making me think that's who he was from. But yeah, it looks like he's in a whole bunch of things too, though. American Murder Song, The Devil's Carnival. Not a lot of things I've seen though. But yeah. What did you think? What did you think about like all the costumes and the overall world building from this film?
It was pretty cool. They definitely put some work into it. As I was kind of reading through, all of the clothes that Paris Hilton wore were all her real outfits. They're all stuff from like
her life. Of course.
And then in the scene where they have all kind of like the trashy street whores.
Yeah. It's her wardrobe.
That's all Paris Hilton's wardrobe as well.
Well, good for that guy who's doing Paris Hilton.
Right. And I guess apparently she was interested in the part, and the director was like, nope, we don't want people to say that we're just, skimming off like the person who's famous right now just to stick him in this movie.
Yeah.
And so he wouldn't even let her audition, and then they couldn't find somebody to fill that part, and they were like, whatever, we'll call you in just because we don't have anybody else. And then when she came in, she came in like in an outfit that they were like, oh my God, that's exactly the outfit we expected.
So she came in prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they did a sound check with her, and she hit the songs as well as expected, or better than expected. So they were like, okay, I guess we'll let you.
Yeah, good for her. She's like, at least it sounds like she's at least trying.
Right.
Not to skim off her like reality show. And
her where they thought it was just going to be like, Paris Hilton wants to be in this, so we should
half-ass it. Type of deal. Oh man, but you know what though? She looked pretty good for this film. Like she looked healthy. She didn't look like stick thin.
Right.
She looked like she had some meat on her bones.
And I don't know how computer generated versus practical it was. But it was a really kind of a cool effect when she's in there and she had just had her full face replacement.
Oh, yeah.
And as she's up like on stage singing, because she's trying to convince her dad that she should be able to take the part of Blind Meg when she retires and be this world famous singer. But there's a part where like she's up there singing, and as she dances, you can see the seams of her face replacement start to peel, and she kind of keeps like pushing it up, like almost like there's hair in her face. She kind of pushes it up. But it was,
it's a nice little add-on.
Yeah.
Because I know they wanted to like have the face fall off.
Right.
But like I like how they did it where it's gradual.
Yeah.
That they were gonna do it. Yeah. So I thought she was pretty surprising. I actually didn't recognize her until I looked up the information for the movie. I was like, oh wow, that's Paris Hilton.
Like I said, I didn't until that part where she's up on stage, and that's already 3/4 at least through the movie.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, she's like, oh, that face looks really familiar. You've totally seen her. But yeah, she was pretty surprising as far as like for AI, like to the point where I didn't even notice it was Paris Hilton. I just thought it was an actress.
Right.
So apparently this movie was made with a budget of $8.5 million, which I felt like was too much.
But that is pretty low for a theater release movie.
This was released in theaters?
Yes. Not just in like film festivals, but it did have a limited national release.
Oh no, I thought this was just like a straight to DVD type of deal.
It probably should have been. It did very poorly in the movie theaters.
Yes, it only garnered $200,000, I believe.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's really, I think they really should have scaled it down. Instead, because I feel like, okay, when you're making something as like a sort of niche as this type of film, with not that many big stars, maybe don't spend so much money on like computer graphics. There's a lot of like these,
right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like these cityscape panning shots that I don't think we needed. Because it kind of almost looked like, I was gonna ask you earlier, I was like, I think this movie was made in the early '90s type of feel.
It does kind of have that
feel, right?
That feel.
It kind of reminded me of Brandon Lee's the Raven. Is it the Raven?
Oh, the Crow.
The Crow. Yeah. That's sort of what.
Oh yeah, same kind of cityscape, same kind of.
Yeah.
Not post-apocalyptic, but just beaten up city.
Yeah, and so I feel like a lot of it went to that, generating these computer graphics. I don't know. What do you think they spent $8.5 billion on in this film? Because it kind of looks like one of those old school like 90s musical movies, where I think they could have just used practical sets. I don't know.
Right.
What do you feel?
But the sets were like packed full of stuff. I mean, it wasn't. And there was a bunch of different areas. They didn't return to the same spot in the graveyard all the time. They didn't film a bunch of it in like Rhodey's office or in the Repo Man's like lab.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different locations.
And so you probably just, it was all those things.
Yeah, I think that just kind of adds up when you're building all that stuff.
See, I feel like if I was ever gonna or do something like this, I would try to skim off old sets as much as possible.
Right.
Just because I feel like, man, I just don't think. Well, 2008 was a pretty like generic time for movies. I feel like. I don't like. I mean, like, like The Dark Knight, I think, came out during that time.
Right, and I'm like, you probably could have done something. You could have stole some of those sets.
Yeah, definitely especially from The Dark Knight, from all those like ruined like cityscapes. I just don't really remember what came out in 2008 as much. But yeah, I mean, like, you know what? I feel like they probably put a lot of money into costume design also.
Right.
You know, and the costume part for this film, the special effects, or like as far as like the practical effects that they use for all the killing, the organs, and all that stuff, that was all really cool.
Right.
It hits the 10 scale on our practical effects love.
And there's a bit of gore.
Yeah, not as much as I thought there was going to be though. It wasn't like a Terrifier. Gore, right. But that's grindhouse gore, right?
Yeah,
they're going. Well, I don't think there's that much gore in operas anyway. Did you have a favorite character in this whole film?
I'm not sure. Definitely the Repo Man was very cool, and he's got a very cool costume, even with the light up eyes from the inside. I don't know how practical that is in real life to light up the inside of your mask. I feel like that might be
Well, okay, so you see, this is where they cut some of the budget out, because I bet you inside the mask it was going to be Terminator-esque, where it was going to have like little pop-up screens like vital signs.
Oh yeah, so you could see where the organs are. That makes sense. Yeah.
But I was mad that the Repo Man's outfit on the poster is red.
It totally is. And
in the movie, it's black.
In the movie, it's black.
But maybe it's because he gets rained down with so much blood that it turns red. I think I enjoyed. I feel like Paris Hilton really. I think she really killed her character in this. Like I feel like she killed it.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because it's running a little bit of parallels to her actual.
Right. Yeah. Not a whole lot of acting.
Hopefully not a whole lot. But yeah, I feel like she was for the parts that she was in. I feel like she really killed her scenes. Like she did her best. To the fact where I didn't even know it was Paris Hilton. I thought it was just an actress like starting out.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's great. I did enjoy her like interactions with her siblings in the film. It's super gross that she licked one of her brother's ears. I think it was Great Value William Dafoe ear. I was like, oh, that's kind of nasty.
I just pictured William Dafoe like so true.
I kind of wish I got a little bit more of Leatherface's because in this film they do backstories for with 3 of the characters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did it for Nathan, aka Giles.
Right.
They did it for Roddy, and then they did it for. I looked it up. They did it for Blind Mag.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I thought like it would have been better if like they kept going and going with them. I mean, not too much, like little short snippets.
Right. It's a clever way to really quick through somebody's origin, without having because I mean if they would have filmed those parts, it would have added another
30 minutes.
30 minutes probably, yeah.
And I mean, this movie isn't by far long. It's only like an hour and 38 minutes.
Right.
Which is still pretty long, but it isn't as long, but
it would have been a rough 2 hours, I think.
Oh, yeah. And it was already hard enough to follow with all the singing. I don't know. I feel like well, what are we doing next week? What's the film? I think you had
Cannibal the musical.
So is that like as singing intensive as this one?
No. That's gonna be much more like the Anna the Apocalypse.
Yeah, see, so I feel like this is too much singing for me. I need like a downtime.
Right. Kind of Disney, like that kind of theme where you got a little story.
Yeah.
A song. Like a song for each of the major points.
Yeah.
Not a song for every single word.
Cool. So did you have any, what was your favorite part? Like the scene that like made the movie for you in this movie?
That's tough. I don't know. You have anything that you?
Well, for me, it's definitely the Blind Mag, eye gouging scene. Only because I don't like things touching my eyes.
Right. It is powerful though. Yeah.
I will not get contacts for that reason. Just because I feel like everyone has like this. I don't mind scratching my eye, like rubbing my eye and all that stuff. But like the moment you dig into your skull to pull out your eyes, it's pretty rough. Like her song leading up to that was really nice too. I feel like her character was awesome in this film because she's blind. She still remembers her Marnie, her best friend.
Right.
I think her costume design is really awesome. I like her eyes. There's a scene in there where like she meets up with Shiloh, and she like projects stuff out of her eyes, like little
film projectors.
Like she's like her eyes are little mini R2D2s. Yeah, and so like the scene, her death scene was pretty like you saw it coming, but I felt like I didn't see the eye gouging part coming.
Oh, right. I like the song. Well, we kind of like mentioned it before, but it's like the song where you really get to meet the three kids, mm-hmm. and they're all arguing over their idea, like which one of them's dad's gonna give it to, and what direction they're gonna take the business
company
in. But you got like Leatherface is such a squeaky, just horrid singing voice, and like good value William Dafoe is just he's just like he's got that singing voice like he's got a mouthful of like gravel.
Yeah, they're at least attempting to sing in this though.
Right.
But yeah, that scene is funny because that's where you find out that GVWD. There you go. That's when you find out that he's just like this huge like necrophiliac or nymphomaniac or whatever.
Yeah.
He stabs one of the workers and starts pulling her organs and throwing it to his brother's nurses.
Yep. And
they're weighing it. That part is pretty fun to watch. Yeah, so this is gonna be a short one. It was hard to talk about this one though. That's why I feel like
right, and like the song. Unfortunately, like last week, we talked about every song pretty much, and here it's one long song.
It's like a Inagata Davida, if you guys ever heard that song. Where like you won't understand most of it, but you'll know the tune of it.
Right.
Yeah, because I can't even think about like a lot of these songs. I guess like most music. Oh, I don't know. I feel like musicals have really catchy songs, like Hamilton and all that stuff. This one, it doesn't really have a song that was catchy to me, where like I'll have it stuck in my head.
Right. Yeah. Like
this whole week, I've been playing "Soldier of War" from Anna the Apocalypse only because it's a great workout song. You know, it's so awesome when that guy hits the high notes in those. It's super catchy. But this one, I don't think it has any catchy sort of like earworm type of songs.
Right.
Yeah. So we're just gonna move to the rating system now. Only because I don't know what else to talk. So Kobe. So our rating system, guys, if you guys don't know, it's stream it, use DVD, new DVD, use Blu-ray, new Blu-ray, and Ultimate Collection.
Right.
So Kobe.
Even though I'm like the songs, I'm not sure. I think I'd probably still go Blu-ray with this.
Oh,
maybe used Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I feel like there would be a lot of cool things.
Oh, like more comic strips and
yeah,
and all that stuff. Okay.
A little bit more story. Like we read that there was like 10 songs that were cut out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to hear
the rest of the songs.
The rest of the songs.
Like an extended cut.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this really could be something that you throw on in the background that you don't.
At a party.
Yeah, like once you've watched it once, you can kind of throw it in the background, and then you're like, oh, I hear this song, I know what's coming up. Everybody pay attention, and like the music was good. It just, as I said, there's
nothing that captures your...
Right. This isn't like I want to buy the soundtrack and sing with it. But like I liked the music and it I mean, like, certainly worked for what they were going for.
Mm-hmm. For me, like I said last week, I bought this used DVD, and I'll probably keep the rating at used DVD. To me, this movie probably is a one and done. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I wanted to because I love musicals. As a kid, I watched the Grease musical like the whole summer.
Right. Yeah.
I did the same thing with Star Wars, so I don't want you guys tweeting at me like, "Oh, look at this guy, Grease Lightning." I did the same thing with the Star Wars trilogy. All right, just things that capture your young heart. But yeah, this, I mean, definitely, like, if I'm just like having like a themed party, for like if it's like ever Halloween, I'll bring down all my like horror DVDs and I'll just throw it on. This is definitely, it's gonna, like last week, it's gonna fit like a horror theme almost.
Yes.
Just because it's like a gothic rock opera.
Oh yeah, definitely
and
gothic.
So, yeah, that's what I did enjoy from the music, that all the heavy guitars, just like heavy synths. It's almost like a 80s horror like musical.
Yeah. And if you were man, if you were having a Halloween party, I mean, like, this music would definitely be fitting to just have running in the background.
Yeah, just because, I mean, like, you know, you're going to play music anyway.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's not a lot of, like, horror musicals out there. Which I'm kind of surprised because, like, we've gone into this weird time where, like, there's a lot of horror comedies coming out. Because I think we've shied away from, like, you know, Kobe grew up with, like, the classics. To let you guys know how old he is. But, like, back then, it was just straight horror. No other
right. It was
sub-theme.
Right. It was Friday the 13th.
And then
Halloween.
Halloween, what's it called? Nightmare on Elm Street. And then, like, smaller ones, like Chopping Mall. That's actually pretty comedic, right?
It definitely has a little bit more.
But it wasn't as, like, mainstream as, like, you know, like Shaun of the Dead or Zombieland. Or things like that. And I think a lot of that changed with, like, Scream. Right? So, definitely we're, like, in this weird thing where, like, you know, we should have more horror musical movies.
Right.
I think that's, like, an untouched market. You know, I really need people to stop remaking movies like The Grudge 2020 coming out. You know what? At least that one is in America. It's all in America. There's nothing Japanese about that one. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Look forward to next week's episode. The Cannibal
the musical,
directed
by Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park fame,
and the Mormon
Book of Mormon.
Of Mormon. Apparently it was before their South Park
days.
Yes,
yeah, they had written this prior to South Park, and then I guess once they started doing South Park, they had the money to actually film it, or something like that. I'll get you better facts next time.
He'll get you the trivia for next week's episode. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys watch the film. Colby loves it. I'm pretty indifferent. Like, I mean, if it's on, I'll watch it. Maybe I don't ever see this being maybe on Sci-Fi. Yeah, Sci-Fi is probably the only channel that's gonna play this, or streaming services like Shudder. Shudder, if you guys want to sponsor us, that'd be really awesome.
Yes,
because I would like a free account. But yeah, I hope you guys stay tuned. Catch you guys next week. I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Theme music by Lee Rosevere, Arcade Montage. You can find it on the FMA.com under the music album Music for Podcast 3.
Thank you.